Hello, this is Dawn McCoy with Flourish Leadership Group, where I ignite your leadership to the next level. Leadership hacks that you have to start in 2019. If you haven't, I want you just to think about where you can get started. The reason being that world is changing quickly. The dynamics of leadership are changing quickly, and we have to keep our finger on the pulse as leaders who are progressive. I want us to take out pen and paper. If you're catching the replay, terrific. If you're on live, just type a 1 so I know that you can hear me okay, which I think the sound is good. But there are a couple of things that I thought would be very pivotal for us to think about as leaders. How to think carefully about number one, what are we doing to ramp up our strategy online? And I say that meaning as leaders, wherever we are, whether or not we're an entrepreneur, whether or not we're someone in business, whether or not we're someone who works in an office, or we are community leading, we have to be thinking about how we maintain our social presence. Now, I'm not talking about just social media. I'm talking about website presence. I'm talking about your email correspondence, how you engage with people in that public domain. It is a viable place for us these days to stay and maintain our presence as leaders. And I know I'm going to be showing up more so in 2019. I have claimed it, put it out there in the energy, and I know it's something that I'm committed to doing. Stepping out on faith where I do not know some of the platforms that I need to be on, but I am going to be exploring that, and I'll share it with you as I unfold that process. I want to encourage you to make an inventory of where you are currently. If this is one of the only platforms you are, where might you be? Where do the people who you work with, where do they hang out? Are they on Twitter? Maybe they're on Snapchat. Maybe they're in a different form like LinkedIn. Wherever it may be, think about where you can find your people, your tribe, your connection, your followers, those you will affiliate with and collaborate with and get with the program. The time is of the essence because the world is changing much too fast for us to not sit and just go, wow, we have to figure this out. I'm actually, as I've talked about in recent weeks and months, putting together a piece on some recommendations and tools that I think you would find helpful. And I really want to make sure that you do that. The second is to make sure you're connecting and collaborating with key groups and individuals. More so because you need to think about stretching yourself long term and not just saying, I'm going to be here for the long haul, but how can you leverage what you do with others? How can you think about people who are kind of peripherally related in what you're doing, the work you may do? Years ago, when I worked in financial aid and working in academic preparation, those are hand in hand. SAT prep, financial aid prep, helping young people get to college was like a tandem of making there was a part one, part two. Think about who you can collaborate with to help achieve your goals and to think about how you can leverage your leadership position by reaching back and helping someone else, helping a peer, reaching out to a mentor, making sure that you align yourself with people and groups if there are key conferences or meetings where you need to be, even virtually. I know that's been one of the great ways I've been able to stay connected and thinking about collaborating in broad new ways that have never been done. Certainly people are doing it out there, but you have to think about how you can bring this unique presence and platform to the people who you serve. Now, I've offered out 2 options on how we as leaders can really implement these hacks. And the last and final one is about achieving efficiencies in what you do. Now, what do I say? Efficiencies. We're all doing 1,000 things a minute, absolutely. But we have to think about how we leverage what we do creatively, not just doing it on the fly, not just thinking about making a checklist, and no, not just getting out pen and paper. I love pen and paper as much as the next person. However, we have to think strategically about how we do that. Think more so in what are the online tools that you will need to have your success. As much as we may look at the world changing, we have to look at really being efficient with our time, our resources, and obviously leveraging a lot of the real pivotal opportunities there are to leverage apps, leverage working tools, software programs, and others. It's just the way that we have to be in 2019 and beyond. It is now the time to think about what you do well and what you need to have done for you. It's now how to think about delegating and making sure that you accept that responsibility and abdicate other responsibilities. What are some things that you can be doing on your own through an efficient software tool? Or making sure you're leveraging resources together, combining integrations. There are a lot of creative ways out there, but I want us to be cutting edge leaders. So that's why I want also for you to think about how, as you're in this group, I'll be ramping up and rolling out some exciting new topics and discussions to engage in the dialogue. Recently, some of the forums have changed, opportunities for engagement have changed, but here in the Leadership Forum, they're able to talk about how you can be an effective leader, how you can ramp up, and how you can leverage. So that's all I wanted to share with you, and really about making sure that you are implementing leadership hacks, creative ways to really be cutting edge in your leadership role. Feel free, tune in, and I will be actually rolling out a schedule of opportunities here in the next few weeks to make sure that we can stay connected and have viable dialogues and discussions. Well, until we meet again, be enlightened, be enriched, be empowered.